Hi everybody, how are you? I would say happy Monday, but it's all a bit of a strange Monday, isn't it, after the weekend? It's all a bit, but happy Monday anyway, you know. I'm hoping you're finding a bit of Christmas cheer somewhere. Lots of, stuff going on, isn't there, in the news and all again. London and everything's all been locked down. We're all locked down. We're all in tier 4 now and completely locked down here in Wales. So yay! Yeah, all a bit crazy, but never mind. We'll do some sewing. Cheer ourselves up, yeah? So I hope you all had a good weekend. It wasn't too manic or anything. We've got 3 Advents to do. We've got Saturdays, Sundays and todays. So we're going to start with Saturdays. So while I'm opening this, Al, who's there? Alex is filming today for me. Who's there today, Al?
First commenting was Anne.
Hi, Anne.
The only one to comment, yeah.
Cool, lovely. Right, so this is number 19, and this is a Modus stocking panel and an Advent panel. So you've got 2. Ooh, it says stocking panels. You might have more than 2 panels in there. So this is for this one. So let's give it a good shake. Shake it all up. Whose turn is it today? Well, you've got 3 chances today, haven't you, because of the weekend. Right, Al, get your hand in there, please, love. Have a good rummage round. Pull one out. Okay. You've got one?
Yep.
What have you got? Got one, there we go. So, it's a pink one, it's 321. Lucky lady. It's Susie Harrison again. Well done. That one's coming to you. That's the joy of buying more than one ticket. There we go, lovely. That one's yours. And then number 20 is... Oh, rip the bag. Number 20 is... This is Serdar calico wool. I think it's 8 balls of Serdar calico wool. So, again, give this one a shake. And, Al, if you can get your hand in there and have a good rummage again. Okay, got one?
I think so.
Got one? There we go, just the one. There we go. So, this one is another pink one, and it's 119, and this is Jean Baker. Jean, this is coming to you. Okay, and then today's number 21 is, let's have a look. So today's prize is, Makawa zebras and stripes. Though that's fabric. It's a pack of all different fabrics. I think that was the range. Zebras and stripes was the range of fabrics. So again, give it a really good mix up. Okay, have a good rummage out. Give them a good rummage round. That's it. That's it. Go for it. Got one?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Oh, it's a blue one. And it's 441. And this is coming to Sara Parker. So, congratulations everybody who's won. We will be in touch and we will get it posted out to you. Postage is still horrendous. I know it's been all over the news that Royal Mail are really struggling and everything, so we will post it out. I don't know when you're going to get it, but we'll post it out in the next couple of days for you. It definitely goes from us. How long it takes to get you? Up to Royal Mail, I'm afraid. So, who's there? Who's saying hello? Anybody?
So we got Grace, Hillary, Sheila, Erica.
Hi everyone.
Heather, Claire, Carolyn. A bunch of people are in.
Oh, amazing. Hi everybody. So, this is my last one before Christmas. Sian's coming on tomorrow. Sian's going to be showing you one tomorrow, a little demo tomorrow, and then Sarah's going to do Wednesday. That's somebody at the door, Al. Could you just double check for me?
Grabbing it.
Somebody go in? Hopefully somebody's going. I hope so, because we're waiting for parcels. But today we're going to make one of these little cutlery cozies. So I thought these would be really cute little presents for... When we can go back to the office, if you take your lunch into work, I mean, they'd be nice just for the table anyway, or picnics. But rather than using plastic stuff, takeaway stuff, and putting it in the environment, we can make these little cutlery pouches. So you can keep your cutlery in there, and it's even got a little napkin for you to wipe your, be dainty, ladylike, wipe your mouth and your fingers and all with it. Okay. So I've done this in a little tiny scraps you need for this. And I've done it in a little bit of Old Liberty that I had. Sorry, there is somebody at the door and nobody's answering the door. He's knocking again. Sorry, guys. There's so many people in the house and they're all ignoring the door. Ridiculous. So we're going to make one of these little cutlery pouches. It also means that, you know, you can put it back in there, back in your bag, and it's not going to make anything dirty. Okay, so what we're going to do, what you're going to need for these is 2 strips of fabric, just to make the cutlery pouch. Well, 3 strips, tiny little piece, and then 2 strips of fabric in anything at all. So I cut these at, I think it was 3 inches, wasn't it? Yeah, 3 inches by 20 inches. And then I've used this one for my lining. So again, 3 inches by 20 inches. Okay. And then you need a tiny little scrap, which was 1.5 inches by 3 inches. Okay. And this is going to make, I don't know, Al, if you can come up close a second. This is the little piece that's going to make this little strap so that you can close everything up like that. Okay. So that's the bit we're going to start with. So put all that aside a second. All we're going to do is we're going to pop it right sides together along the long edge. Okay, so it's a little tiny tube like this, and we're going to stitch down this edge. You want it to be about 1/8 of an inch. If you do 1/4 of an inch, it's going to be tiny and it's going to be hell to turn through. So we're going to do about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to whip over to the sewing machine. Can you come with me, Al? Okay, and just do a little tiny hem all the way down. These are really quick. Really quick to do. You have still got time to make these for Christmas presents, okay? It genuinely, and it was me like kind of working it all out as well, it took me about 20 minutes to do the whole thing, and that was me like, oh, does that work, you know? So stitched all the way down, and then you either use a loop turner or crochet hook. Pop a crochet hook in there, pop the hook bit over the fabric like that, and it just all pulls through like this. You can just wiggle it through. Oh, it's not going to do it today. It worked perfectly yesterday. Come on. Pop the hook over like that. And yes, it is. There we go. And turn it through. Okay? Like that. So I couldn't find a loop turner anywhere. I've got one somewhere. Couldn't find it anywhere. So crochet hook worked brilliantly. And what we're going to do is you're just going to move it so that that seam is running down the back. So it's running down the back like that. Okay, line that flat and just give it a quick press. There we go. Now, you don't have to, but I just think it's nicer if you top stitch those. So we're going to top stitch that quickly. So we're going to knit back over to the machine and top stitch just down both long edges. Okay. Anybody there? Anybody having a chat? Anybody telling me what they got up to at the weekend? Everybody okay? Have you finished your Christmas shopping? Have you finished your Christmas makes?
Junie, I think it's said.
Yeah.
They would be good for storing crochet hooks in.
Oh, yeah, they would. Yeah. Or like putting pens in, in your handbag to save them being in the bottom of your handbag and stuff. I can never find a pen because it's always, or a pencil, it's always gone right to the bottom of my handbag. So yeah, you could, really good. And yeah, for you keeping your crochet hooks on when you're travelling and stuff, yeah, really good idea. Oh, I like that. There we go. So I'm just doing a little bit of top stitching. Like that. You could like monogram them and all sorts. You could put people's initials on them and all for them if you wanted to. But this is just a quick make. Just trim off any of those little thready bits. Let's just get that one out of the way because that's been caught. There we go. So like that and like that. Okay. Give it just a final little press. So that's going to be your little closure strap. Oh, couldn't say that for love nor money. Right, next thing you want to do is, this is my outside fabric, okay? Like I said, it's 20 inches long, but if you've got particularly long knives or forks or anything like that, you can make it longer or shorter. If you don't want it that long for, like, if you're going to do it for crochet hooks and all, you can vary the size. As long as the 2 strips are the same size, it really doesn't matter. We're going to put this on here like this, and we're going to measure down about 1 inch. So I'm just using the lines on my board. Like that, and I'm going to pop it on like that. Okay, pop a pin in the middle just to hold it in place. So it's right side on the right sides like that, 1 inch down, and I'm just going to go either side just really, really close to the edge, just to hold that in place, because you don't really want to pin because of turning through and stuff. So we're going to hold that in place. Hope you can see that, guys. Okay. So I know it's same colour on same colour. You could do it contrasting if you wanted to. I could have done it out of the pink, but I'm just going to stitch down both sides. Okay. There we go. So anybody else got any questions or anything there when I'm doing this little bit of stitching?
Mary said, yes, pen's great idea.
Yeah.
There's a couple more hellos from people.
Hi everybody. Hopefully you're all okay. So we've had to do quite a lot of quick change planning and stuff over the weekend because of the lockdown in Wales now. It means we won't be able to go to a Chanda. So we're going to be doing live demos but via Skype, a bit like this, and we'll be Skyped in. So I had to get all that sorted this morning. So we're going to go back over here now. Okay. Next thing you want to do is you want to put your lining fabric strip right sides together with your outside. Okay, like this. Line up those edges. And we're just going to stitch along the top two edges. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure those are lined up nicely. Pop a pin in, like that, and then turn it round, and we're going to do the same on the bottom edge. So line those ones up, pop a pin in, like that, and stitch down there as well. Okay, so back over to the machine. And we're going to stitch down there. And I'm just using a 1/4 inch seam allowance on these now, okay? So go right across that edge. You're not going to sew the sides, you're just going to do the top and bottom. Okay? And down this edge as well. There we go. Okay, so take those pins out. And then what we want to do is you want to find out which is the top. So the top is where this piece here is. So I'm talking about this being the top where the little closure strap is, okay? You're going to flip this over so that the top comes up for however big you want your cutlery to be. So if you're going to use this for work, for cutlery, just make sure that it's about big enough like that. You might have longer, like taller cutlery or shorter cutlery. If you're using it for crochet hooks and stuff or pens, you might want to measure against that. But I found when I was having a little look at it, about, what's that, 1, 2, 3, about 4 inches from the top. If you fold up, that's about right. So the top piece, where the closure strap is here, is like that. Okay, it's up here. You want to mark a line. Now I've dabbed my Frixion pen down and I can't find it. There it is. Okay, so you want to mark a line where on this piece of fabric here, so on not on the sort of pockety folded over bit, where the top of that is. Okay, so I'm going to go like that and just mark a little line on the fabric. Okay, like that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start at that line. You're going to back stitch well, and we're going to sew down that side. And we're going to start at that line, back stitch well, and go down that side, 1/4 inch both sides. Okay, so back over to the machine and talk to me. What are you up to? Are there any comments there, Al?
Okay, yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Set the camera.
What are you doing? Are you messing about there?
No, I was just moving over.
Right.
Natalie said, just had my 7th job offer from DWP.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking bets on how many more I'll get, especially as I applied for 14 jobs.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I wish my boys were getting as many job offers at the minute. They're applying for so much, but nothing's happening at the minute. So, there we go. So I'm just going to go back over a bit like that. Just back stitch, and I'm coming down to that line that we drew. There we go. And you want to just be careful you don't go over the line, okay? Make sure you're back stitching right on the line. It's the only real bit you need to be careful about. Okay, so back over this way. And I would clip those corners now, like that and like that, okay? Because it's very easy to forget that later on. Okay, pop that in there. So now you should have a piece that's sewn like this, and you've got this big ring like this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put them so that the outer fabrics are touching. So it looks like that, like this, okay? and then we're going to put them so that the open it out so that the outer fabrics are touching and the lining fabrics are touching. Let me move all these bits out of the way a second. There we go. And the seam here is going to butt up against those lines that we just sewed. Okay, so it should butt up like that. Okay, and you're going to pin that in place. Can you guys see that, what I've done? So I've put the outer fabrics together, and that top seam there is going to go right up there like that. Align your raw edges, and this is a bit like when you make a clutch bag, or what else is it when you have to do it in different stages like this? Anything where you want a lined flap basically on any sort of bag, you use this same method. You could make these a lot wider, you know, and use them for like tablet cases and stuff. Okay, so again, I'm lining up that edge there. Can you get that out? So I'm lining this edge up here, this little seam here to that seam there. Okay, like that. This bit we're going to leave unsewn at the moment. Okay, and we're going to start with the outer fabric. Just grab another pin, just get all this nice and lined up. And we're going to stitch from that seam all the way down, and then from that seam all the way down. And you're going to leave this bit open at the minute. Okay, is everybody with me? Are you getting what I'm doing at the moment? I hope so. And then like here, we're going to go down that way. Okay. Oh, we could do a quick challenge post, couldn't we? And I'll give this one away. I'll give this one away and find something else to go with it as well. Because I don't need two the same. What could we do a challenge post on? Because I think we've done Christmas before, haven't we? But how about the project that has made you the most happy? It might not be the most perfect project, but maybe it made you really enjoyed making it. Maybe the person you gave it to was utterly thrilled, and you know you got real joy from that. Let's find a bit of Christmas cheer. So I'll put a challenge post up when I get back to the shop, and we'll do show us the project that has made you most happy, that has made you smile the most. Okay, and I'll give away this little cutlery cozy that we're doing now, and I'll find something else to throw in there. Okay, you might not get it for Christmas now. We'll put it on Wednesday. Sarah can put it on Wednesday to give you time. Okay, so back over here. Take the pins out like that. So we've sewn from here down, from here down. The flat bit is all sewn. You've just got the lining bit. So you're going to do exactly the same. Make sure that's all nice and tucked up and lined up together, which it still is. Okay, so, but you need to leave a gap for turning. So on one side, I'm just going to stitch all the way down. And on the other side, I'm going to leave about a 3-inch gap for turning through. Okay, so I'm just going to line up there, and then line up here. But as I tend to, because I tend to forget, I'm just going to put a little mark to remind me to not sew that bit. Okay, so back over I go. And talk to me, ladies. Who's there, Al? What are they saying?
Mary said, what's a backstitch, please?
Oh, when you reverse on your sewing machine, so your lock stitch, it's whatever you call it, you know, you've got the little reverse on your sewing machine, so where it stitches forward and then you stitch back, it just locks all the stitches in place so that things don't unravel. Okay.
Suzanne said, I made another infinity scarf and styled Linda's gonk.
Ah, nice. A gonk is like a gnome.
Oh.
Alex was pulling a face at the word gonk. He was like, I don't know what. I could tell that was. I don't know what a gonk is. Here we go. Back stitch that side, and then this side, I'm going to remember to leave the gap. So I'm going to come down like that, and then just back stitch a little bit just to stop it unraveling. Cut my thread. Anybody else there while I'm just doing this other side? And then I'm going to go the other side.
Mary said, making a holly wreath for the door.
Ah, nice. Oh, please do put some pictures on, guys, of things that you're making. Pop them on the gigglers for me. We always love seeing what you're doing. Okay, so let's take all those pins out. and you just want to clip your corners again. So we're going back over here a second. So I'm just going to clip my corner there and clip my corner there and do the same on the outer fabric too, like that. Okay, and now you want to find the hole. Where's the hole? There it is. Okay, now you're going to turn the whole thing through this little hole, okay, which always does feel a bit like a squeeze, but it'll be fine, I promise. Okay, so you've got the flap and the main piece that's got to be pulled through. Okay, so all the way through like this, and keep pulling in, pulling in, pulling until it all comes out. It does look a bit of a mess at the moment, but it will work, I promise. Okay, and get this bit out. So right, while I'm turning this through, who else is there? Anybody else, Al?
Maria, I think.
Yeah.
Said spent the weekend following the instructions in a week known sewing magazine for a sofa caddy.
Ooh.
I'm sure the measurements were wrong. Had to improvise in the end.
Oh, bless you. Oh, we Sarah did a 1 o'clock on a sofa caddy, a chair caddy, I think it's called. So yeah, there we go. So I'm going to get my fingers in there. I would then get a turning tool in there. So get your crochet hook or whatever it is you use and really push out those corners like this. And you've got like 3 lots of corners because you've got the flap and then the outer and the inner. So get that in there and then come down here like that. Push those corners out. Any other questions there while I'm doing this bit of pushing out?
Mary said, thank you for explaining.
That's okay. My pleasure.
Tara said, hi both, sorry, a bit late.
That's okay. Hi, glad you've joined us. Then I'm going to push the lining back inside this bit here. Okay, so again, lots of pushing and tugging at this bit. I'm going to shove this one in here. I'm actually going to use my scissors to just gently push that down. Closed scissors, obviously, so there's no blade. Push that down. Oh, hang on. It's because it's long and thin. You've got to get your fingers in there. There we go. Got it. Down like that. And again, pop your scissors in. Oh, they'd actually, if you made it slightly wider, it'd be nice for your scissors as well. You can make some for your sewing box. There we go. So get those pushed down into the corners like that. Now I've just realised I haven't sewn it up the inside. I should have done that before I before I pushed that down. One little tip actually, which I discovered last night. I nearly unpicked the first one because my tab, when I pulled it through, was on the back. And I was like, oh, for goodness sake, it's not in the right place. I'm going to have to unpick it. And then I just realised when I turned through, it was just on the wrong side. Okay? So if that happens to you, don't panic because it happened to me too. And then we're just going to give this a really good press. Like this. Okay, so give it a really, really good press. Like that. Okay, and I think just to give it a nice, neat finish, it's nice just to top stitch just round the flap. I wouldn't top stitch around here because you're taking more, out of the width. Okay, but I think if we just top stitch around the flap, that'll just finish that off nicely. Okay, and I would then hand stitch the little gap closed. I won't do that now. You guys don't need to see me hand stitching. So again, I'm just doing like 1/8 of an inch, little top stitch all the way around. So you can see how quickly that came together. Once you've done one, you could just cut lots of strips and go for it. I think they'd be really lovely presents. Again, help the environment because we're not using plastic cutlery and stuff. And even if you're like, not that we can go out and about shopping, but when we are allowed out and about shopping, and you stop and get something, rather than taking the plastic cutlery, if you had this in your bag, you could use your metal cutlery, and even if you can't wash it up because you're out and about, you can just wrap it up in the napkin and put it back in here, and it's not going to get anything dirty then either. There we go. So just go back down there. And I would just bury those ends out of the way, and then you can see you can add your fork in there and a spoon, whatever, and then this comes over the top and just tucks under that little closure like that, and it all goes in your bag. Okay, so did do a little napkin as well for them, which It's not massive, but if you just need something to wipe your fingers on, or even if it is just to wrap your dirty cutlery back into, if you aren't able to wash it up straight away, you know, it's only enough to just wipe your fingers and all on. And because it's cotton, it's you know, you just chuck them in the wash and stuff. So what I did is I cut myself a piece of fabric, which I can't remember how big it was, but it is 22 by 6. No, it's not. It's 12, not 22, because I'm on the 10. 12 by 6, just a little rectangle. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just zigzag all the way around the edge, and then we're going to do a little hem, but I thought I'd show you how to mitre the corner on the edge just to give it a nicer finish. Okay, so I'm just going to change my machine over to a zigzag, and I'm going to, and the zigzag will just help stop it, what's the word? Fraying. Oh, I couldn't think of the word fraying then. It's like, what on earth is, what am I trying to say? Fraying. Don't want it to fray. And I'm just going to zigzag all the way around the square, okay? Just to stop that edge from unravelling and fraying. So, talk to me, ladies, while you get a noisy bit of me zigzagging.
Mary said could do Xmas material for Xmas Day table.
Yeah, be nice. Yeah, like I said, you could embroider people's names or something on them. You know, you could do anything really.
Maria said could be used for reading glasses.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, those little skinny ones you buy, like the cheap ones, you could just put them in there, couldn't you, to protect them? Because you could put a little bit of wadding in it if you wanted to. I would make it just slightly bigger because the wadding will take up some of the width. But yeah, you could put some wadding into them.
Diana said, is there a link or instructions for the caddy?
The chair caddy, yes, the pattern should be on our website, and if you go onto our YouTube channel and put in how to make a chair caddy, I believe that, I've gone too far because I wasn't concentrating. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9% sure that the video is on our YouTube channel. But I'll see if I can find it and post a link in a minute. It was Project Said April, May time. But the pattern's definitely on our website. Okay, so I've just zigzagged all the way around just to, you could use your, if you've got an overlocking foot, you could use your overlocker if you've got an overlocker. But if you haven't got an overlocker, like this machine, and I know quite a lot of machines have got an overlocking foot, and that basically would overlock the edges. But if you haven't got that, zigzag it. That works just as well. Okay, I'm going to give it a little press, like this. Like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to iron in a little single seam, but we're going to mitre the corners. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it over like this. Okay, this is going to get really nice and hot. Al, could you grab me that starch savvy off the big ironing board, please? Because that does help. Oh, that gets hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on this side. And I'm just, at the moment, I'm just going to do like a little fold like that. You know, a little square fold. But if I thought I might as well show you how to do a little mitre. Okay, just give that a quick squirt of starch savvy just because that helps hold it. I'm only going to do the one corner, guys. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Okay, so when we open this back out, I don't know if Al can zoom in. Can you see you've kind of got like two little grid lines like that where I've ironed them in? Where they cross, you want to fold it over where they cross, like diagonally like that. Okay, so you've got that's like the point there, right on the very edge where they cross. And then you're going to fold this one in like this, and that one in like that, and you've got a little mitre. Okay, so all I did was iron a hem that side, iron a hem that side, and if you've got one of those lovely hot hemmers, perfect for this. And then see where they cross over the lines of the ironing lines, fold it on that cross diagonally, and then fold it back over on the lines, and you've got, I'm trying to get my fingers out of the way, you've got your mitre there. Hopefully you can see that. And you would do that on all four corners. I'm just going to put a clip there. Just do that on all four corners, and then you can just do a single line of stitching, top stitching all the way around, and you've got yourself a little napkin. Okay, so just, I mean, I haven't trimmed the edges on this one yet because I was doing it quite late yesterday. But you can see I've got little mitered corners on the edge and I've just zigzagged all the way round. Okay, see, I'll probably see on that one because it's a bit whiter, that one. Okay, and then that can also roll up. So you can just fold that up and slide that into your pen cad, your little cozy caddy, along with your fork or your teaspoon or whatever it is that you're going to take with you. Okay, so that's it. That's a little cutlery cozy. But I like the idea of doing them for Christmas. You could do them in Christmas colours and then, you know, like put people's initials or something on it as well. And it's like the place setting then, isn't it? You know, it almost looks like a little present or something. Well, you could let them have them as a present, couldn't you, take home? But I really like the idea of putting reading glasses in. That's a really good idea. Crochet hooks, brilliant as well. Put crochet hooks in all in there and it stays nice and closed. You can carry them around with you. So I'm sure you'll come up with lots and lots of uses for them. However, that's all done. I'll put a challenge poster and I'll give this one away along with something else. I'll find something else to go with it, okay? So yeah, I'll do that when I get back to the shop in a minute because we've still got a few orders and all to sort out. Shop's obviously not open because of our lockdown, but we are we're open tomorrow and Wednesday for click and collect between 10 and 12, and you can call us. So you can either order on the website, or if you can't find what you want on the website, you can call us between 10 and 12 and one of us will be in the shop in order that we can take your payment and either post out, or we can take your payment and you can come and click and collect and we'll hand it over at the door for you. And then of course it's Christmas, and then on January the 4th we'll still be in lockdown, but we will start local deliveries and all again, like we've done previously for that. We've got a Janda in between, all sorts go. It's not going to be much of a rest, I don't think. It's going to be all a bit crazy. But this is my last one now before Christmas, so I just want to wish you a massive Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you all are not too affected by this lockdown and that you get to find some joy this wonderful time of the year. It's always nice to see. It's only one day though, isn't it? But you know, it's such special somehow. And a massive, massive thank you as well for watching the 1 o'clocks and putting up with my waffling and all that nonsense. So yeah, Merry Christmas guys, and huge Happy New Year. Here's to a better 2021. Hopefully things will calm down eventually, and I will see you all next year. Sian's here tomorrow. I might be filming for Sian. We'll wait and see. But I might pop up. We'll see how Sian goes. We'll see how nervous she is. I might be on with Sian tomorrow, but she might do it by herself. I don't know yet. I'm going to speak to her in a bit. But if not, take care, guys. Bye. Merry Christmas.